17th Amendment Bill 2018, preserving 50 seats for women in Parliament for the next 25 years. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina distributes National Film Award 2016 as film stars Farooq and Bobita get the Lifetime Achievement. Government working on creating modern scientific society, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Creative Talent Hunt Award distribution ceremony. Proposed Chinese One Belt One Road to strengthen Bangladesh-China economies, comments Information Minister. Sai cave rescue running smoothly. 4 boys have rescued so far. And in World Cup football, Belgium to face France and England to face Croatia in semi-finals. Assalamu alaikum. This is Rifa Jahan welcoming you all to our news at 10 on BTV World and BTV Chattogram Center.
And I'm Anika Ambarin. Those were the highlights, now the details. The Jatiya Sanshad passed the Constitution 17th Amendment Bill 2018 aimed at ensuring the women's participation and empowerment of the women in the legislation through extending the tenure of the women reserved seat for more 25 years. Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Anisul Haq moved the bill in the House, which is passed in an amended form as per the recommendation of the Standing Committee unanimously by division votes. Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry in the chair. 9 lawmakers placed motions for inclusion of some provisions in the bill which were rejected in voice vote unanimously. Piloting the proposed bill, the Law Minister said, as per the Article 3 of Section 65 of the Constitution, the 10 years tenure of the 50 women reserved seats in the Parliament will expire on January 28, 2019. If the tenure of the 50 women seats would not be extended through the amendment of the Constitution, then the provision of the women reserved seat will be abolished from the Constitution, he added. Under the proposed bill, Law Minister Anisul Haq said the ratification of the proposed bill will extend the tenure of the women reserved to 25 years side by side. Any woman can contest an election directly from any place and any constituency across the country under Article 2 of the Section 65 of the Constitution, he said. The sitting of the House will resume in the afternoon tomorrow. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has distributed the National Film Awards 2016 at a gala function at Bangabandhu International Conference Center in the capital today. The Prime Minister handed over the awards, the highest state recognition for contribution to the country's film industry, to 32 artists and performers in 26 categories in the afternoon. Farida Akhtar Bobita and Akbar Hussain Pathan Farooq were honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Producer Farida Reza Shagur got Best Film Award for Amgat Nama. Ekato Media Limited and Mukti Jyoti Jadikar jointly received the Best Documentary Award for John Mashati. Amitabh Reza Chaudhry adjudged the Best Director for popular film Ainabazi. Shutinda Chaudhry Chanchal alias Chanchal Chaudhry got Best Actor Award for the same film. Afroza Imroz Tisha and Kushum Sheikha jointly got the Best Actress Award for their films Osito and Shankushil respectively. In her speech, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina recalled the great contribution of Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in development of the film sector. She said expansion of arts and culture get a momentum along with overall development of the country whenever Awami League is in power. Sheikh Hasina urged the film producers to make more movies based on the war and liberation, nation's history and struggle for freedom. The Prime Minister said as a victorious nation, Bangladesh would always live in the world, keeping its head high and would not remain lagged behind in any front. The Prime Minister urged the film producers and directors to make movies of global standard, saying her government would provide all support for development of film industry.
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina laid importance on creating competent manpower to sustain in the tough global race. The world is progressing fast and Bangladesh has to keep pace with the race. So the government wants to build students in that way, and education is the main key to win the race, she added. The Prime Minister said this while distributing award among this year's talent students selected under the program titled Srijanshil Medha Anneshon. The government has launched the Srijanshil Medha Anneshon competition in 2013 to select the distinctive talent students of general intellectual and inventive property in the country through a nationwide search. Sheikh Hasina said, the education is the prime component to make the country free from hunger and poverty and running the country in future. She said, a person can survive in any way if he or she has education. Bangladesh needs many competent workforces to operate the satellite, nuclear power plant and other sophisticated technology, she added. Sheikh Hasina said, children of Bangladesh are really talented and they can flourish themselves if they get minimum scope. So it's important to find out them through searching and giving recognition. In view of this, the government has undertaken the Medha Anneshon program, she said, adding that the government has attached importance to science and technical education along with modernization of the madrasa education. Education Minister Nurul Islam Nahid presided over the function, while it was also addressed by State Minister for Technical and Madrasa Education Department Qazi Keramat Ali and Secretary for Secondary and High Education Sohrab Hussain. Mahin Muntasir and Siratul Mustaqim Sravanti also spoke on behalf of the best talent students. Speaker Dr. Shirin Shamin Chaudhry has said Myanmar will have to ensure safe, peaceful and sustainable repatriation of the Rohingyas by following a specific framework. She said this when an 8-member delegation of right activists led by internationally reputed human rights researcher Dr. Maung Zani called on her at the Jatiyo সংসদ Bhavan today. Speaker said Bangladesh is continuing discussions with the Myanmar on the Rohingya repatriation issue. She hoped that the Myanmar government will complete the repatriation process honoring the agreement signed by the two countries. Dr. Zani hoped that the two neighboring countries, China and India, would play a vital role on the Rohingya repatriation issue.
Awami League will afford a mass reception to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on July 21 at the historic Sorwadud Udan for the incumbent government's outstanding contribution and achievement to the country's development. Party General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Mr. Abdul Qadir informed this at a press conference after attending a view exchange meeting at the Awami League's central office at Bangabandhu Avenue today. To make the program a success, Awami League held the view exchange meeting with presidents and general secretaries of associate bodies and Dhaka, Manikganj, Ghazipur, Naranganj and Munshiganj districts and city units of Awami League and Awami League lawmakers. Awami League Presidium members Advocate Sahara Khatun, Dr. Abdul Razak, Advocate Abdul Matin Khasru, Joint General Secretaries Mahbubul Alam Hanif, Advocate Jahangir Govind Nanok, Organizing Secretaries Ahmed Hussain, AFM Bahauddin Nasim, Khalid Mahmood Chaudhry, AKM Elamul Haq Shamim, Publicity and Publications Affairs Secretary Dr. Hassan Mahmood, Office Secretary Dr. Abdul Subhan Gulab, Relief and Social Welfare Secretary Shujit Roy Nandi, Information and Research Affairs Secretary Advocate Afjal Hussain and Science and Technology Affairs Secretary Engineer Abdul Sabur were present. Abdul Qadir said the reception will be arranged for attaining the eligibility of Bangladesh to graduate to a developing nation, launching Bangabandhu 1 satellite, Sheikh Hasina's achievement as Global Women's Leadership Award from US-based NGO Global Summit of Women, and her receiving Dalit from Qazi Nazrul University of India. Health and Family Welfare Minister Mohammad Naseem has asked Bangladesh Medical and Dental Council BMDC to take stern actions against 3 doctors of Max Hospital over the tragic death of Rafia, daughter of journalist. He gave the directive to the BMDC while presiding over a meeting at Secretariat today. Secretary to the Medical Education and Family Welfare, G.M. Saliuddin, Director General of Health Services, Professor Dr. Abul Kalam Azad, BMDC President Dr. M. Shahidullah, Shahinata Chikitshok Porishod, SWATE President Professor Dr. Iqbal Aslan were present at the meeting. Health Minister also asked the hospital to correct all irregularities regarding license within 15 days. The Minister urged the Health Directorate to set a signboard with hotline numbers so that general people can make complaints against the irregularities of all private and public hospitals and other health complexes.
Information Minister Hassanul Haq Inu has expressed the hope that both the economies of Bangladesh and China would be flourished further with the implementation of the project titled One Belt, One Road proposed by China. The Information Minister was addressing at a workshop on Bangladesh-China Media Cooperation hosted by the Chinese Embassy in the capital today. Chinese ambassador in Dhaka, Zhang Zhu, editors of newspapers, news agencies and private television channels also spoke at the function. Information Minister said China and Bangladesh are linked culturally and ideologically, and the relations reached to the new heights after Chinese President's Bangladesh visit. He laid emphasis on the role of media in promoting Bangladesh-China relations, saying the broader relations should be reflected in the media. Myanmar must come forward to accord citizenship to the Rohingyas and resolve the humanitarian crisis, said UN Special Envoy to Humanitarian Affairs Professor Yang Yi Lee at a press conference in the capital today. Lee said the continuing atrocities on the Rohingyas in Myanmar are clear violations of human rights. The UN Special Envoy hoped that international community will keep supporting and helping the Rohingyas stranded in Cox's Bazar camps in every way possible.
Now, international news. The operation to free 12 boys and their coach from a cave in northern Thailand is running smoothly. Rescuers say at least 4 boys have been brought above ground. The mission has now been paused for at least 10 hours as oxygen levels in the cave have been depleted. Rescuers decided to go ahead with the hazardous operation on Sunday because of fears of rising waters. Chiang Rai Governor said the next phase would begin on Monday morning. A team of 90 expert divers, 40 from Thailand and 50 from overseas, has been working in the cave system. Earlier reports said 6 boys have been freed. Parts of western Japan hit by deadly floods and landslides are facing unprecedented danger as more downpours are expected. At least 66 people are dead and dozens missing after record rainfall caused rivers to burst the banks in Hiroshima and other areas. 2 million people have been ordered to evacuate. PM Shinzo Abe said rescuers were working against time. Since Thursday, parts of western Japan have received 3 times the usual rainfall for the whole of July, setting off floods and landslides. Most of the deaths have occurred in Hiroshima, Prefecture in the town of Motoyama. The news on World Cup football.
Shipping Ministry is the first ministry to get services from the Bangabandhu 1 satellite. In this regard, an agreement was signed between the Shipping Ministry and the operators of the Bangabandhu 1 satellite, Bangladesh Communication Satellite Company Limited, BCSCL, in the capital today. Secretary of the Shipping Ministry, Mohammad Abdus Samad, and Managing Director of BCSCL, Mohammad Saiful Islam, signed the agreement. Shipping Minister Shahjahan Khan and Posts, Telecommunications and Information Technology Minister Mustafa Jabbar were present. As per the agreement, with the help of the satellite, all the country's ships and vessels navigating through the country's rivers and seas will be able to maintain communication with each other and prevent accidents, gain uninterrupted access to television, internet and other telecommunication facilities. Now, news on weather. Maritime ports of Chattogram, Cox's Bazar, Mongla and Paira have been advised to keep hoisted local cautionary signal number 3. I repeat, to keep hoisting local cautionary signal number 3 as a low lies over the Northwest Bay and adjoining areas. Meteorological Department said under the influence of the low, squally weather is likely to affect the maritime ports, the North Bay and adjoining coastal areas of the country. All fishing boats and trawlers in the North Bay have been advised to come close to the coast and proceed with caution till further notice.